everybody. Welcome back to Sarah's Table. Tonight, I am joined by two delightful friends who I'm sure are going to make me regret choosing to have them both in the same game. Because I feel like both of them are big tangent takers as gamers. Yeah, no, you're both looking around at the exact same time, which makes me feel like, yeah, like I think you're on a wavelength and I think it's going to be a thing. That's fine. Anyway, hi, I'm Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be your game master tonight. I'm going to be the host. I'm going to be your favorite person. I'm going to remind everyone to have some water. We did it. Look at double fisting. It's important. I think not enough people are hydrated. Don't pretend like you are. Anyway, tonight we are doing a part 2. We skipped a week because I very importantly needed to play a game where all I did was eat chocolate for a week. And I did that. So we're back. We're back now. Tonight we're going to be playing Chew, which is not out yet, correct?
Nope, not out yet.
So you can't play it yet. Too bad for you. But we're going to tell you where you can find it eventually. It is, to remind everybody, it's based off the comic Chew, and it is set in a world where there are food-based criminals with like food-based powers. Chicken is outlawed because it caused like a massive, dare I say, pandemic like flu. And things have gone wild, and now the FDA has an amazing amount of backing behind them, and they are able to do a lot of crazy stuff. And so our players are going to be playing 2 agents of the FDA, one of which is not entirely human, although his ID definitely says that he is.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, definitely does. Before we dive into the shenanigans and the fun, I'm going to do a quick safety discussion. I think it is very important as a responsible game master and player at the table and human being to know where everybody's lines and bails are, as well as for those of you watching at home, so you know what you are getting into. Here on Sarah's Table, you will never find sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment or starvation, which is especially important to bring up in this particular one, which focuses so much on food. Is there anything else at the table that my players would like to avoid?
Not for me.
I'm good.
0 lines. Oh boy. Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure that won't come into play at all. But just
I feel like there could be something about chicken nuggets, but we're gonna go there.
Yeah, let's go there. I'm interested to see what happens. If we do wander into a territory that you have suddenly decided is hitting a button you are not comfortable with, you can throw up a physical X. It's very easy to see on Zoom, or you can message me in our Zoom chat, or you can message me privately, however you would like to do, and we will walk it back and take a hard left and have not a problem whatsoever. It's more important to me that we tell a good story and everybody feels safe and comfortable and has a good time. With that in mind, when we met a couple weeks ago, what did we do, friends? Give me a quick overview of that session.
We were directed to not an office. We were directed to a local, what was it, like a pie making place? What did they make, Damon?
Like a cake shop.
Yeah.
Like a new cake shop. Small footprint cake shop.
There was lots of people, and they were like giving them out for free or something, like samples.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And did you acquire one?
Yeah, because Damon ate one.
Yeah, we got one. I wanted to open the box, and then Sarah was like, "You have to wait until next week."
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, I thought it was like human real.
No,
Took one.
Human real.
He's going to eat one.
Yeah. Human real is me.
Is you. And why were you sent there?
Boss said so. Boss said it was weird and to
Cool.
go check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Great. You also, I know you remember this, but in case the audience doesn't remember, I am going to let you know that you tasted some of the one that the boss had.
That's right.
And you got some future stuff. One was real gross, was how you got rid of it out of your body later.
Yes. That is a private thing.
It is, yes. And the one of them was inside what looked like flashes of inside a very fancy house. And then one was what looked like a person melting.
That's right. Yeah.
Which
Somebody
I know
definitely melted.
I know the two of you absolutely remembered all of that with no prompting. But I did want to catch up the folks watching, just in case they didn't watch the last episode.
Sure. Also, I'm a chicken nugget.
Yeah, let's go. What a good. Here we go. Let's dive into that. How about you introduce your characters? Tell us about your characters. Let's start with you, Chicken Nugget.
Okay. Well, my human's name is Human Real. And I'm playing a lab grown lump of chicken meat that has been given vague shape and a suit and employed by the government.
Great.
I have a fake ID that says
real
person.
ID.
Yeah, well,
it's a real ID.
It's a real ID.
It's a real ID. It says person on it.
Yeah.
And my character is Maury Dillweed. Maury is an expert, actually is an egghead from the back of the office who usually doesn't get to go out on cool things like jobs, like missions and cases, because Maury is pretty vanilla and kind of a chicken. So Maury doesn't really stand up for himself and has just kind of been stuck back there, even though he's actually an MIT level mathematician with a finance degree. So while often
still teaching, occasionally from the cubicle. Yeah.
And given a lot of shitty work to do.
Yeah.
But for some reason or another was entrusted in going on this mission and is making it his life's goal to do right by this and be manly enough to one day work for the Navy, where he will be appreciated like a man, true man that he is.
Good luck, friend.
Fingers crossed for you. All right. So
I think some people at the office might say something like, I am so vanilla that no one actually talked about me at all.
Yeah, there's no rumors about you.
Yeah, there's gossip about everyone at the FDA office. And I just hope one day someone cares enough to talk about me.
I feel like we talked about how Maury tried to start a few rumors about himself.
Yeah, that's right.
And that it just never really worked out. None of them would stick.
Having it. Yeah.
It just always ends up about someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So what would you like to do now that you've gotten this some kind of confection from Enthralling Bakery, which you remembered the name of?
That's I wrote down. I had nth, and I don't know what nth was for.
There you go.
Enthrall. Awesome.
We like to put a little just cryptic notes to ourselves between sessions just to see what comes out.
This just says biscuit, and I don't know why.
Maybe you were thinking about eating biscuits.
It's possible.
After the last session. All right. So
I don't mind skipping to the part where I stare at Hugh with horror as Hugh is trying to take something out of a box and put it in his face.
Great. Let's do that.
I think
Where
I want
are
to
you
just
doing
open
that?
the box right here.
Just
right here at the counter.
just out. Oh no, we're shuffled outside because you freeze frame high fived.
Oh, that's right. We did freeze frame high five. That is the best part. How would we forget that? Everyone else stared and asked questions while we paused as new friends and colleagues.
Yeah.
So just right outside the door then. I'm gonna open it up.
Okay.
And take a peek.
So inside is like, it's a little circular confection. It's got a couple of layers. It's, looks like a kind of cake, but very fancy. That looks like there's some different kinds of filling in it. It smells vaguely citrusy. Little fancy doodle thing on the top. Looks beautiful as cakes go, but it's like little.
And this was advertised as being the thing that I needed. Like,
correct.
Capital N. All right.
Right. Well, because when you came in, there was the sign that said, "We'll give you what you need." And then everybody was just being handed the whatever size boxes.
Well, I think I would like to find an alleyway that I can duck into so I can consume this.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Hugh, I don't really know if this is such a great idea. I mean, we really don't know the contents of that cupcake. We could take it back to the lab, have a whole team of scientists go gram by gram to realize what is actually the...
Just already in there.
Genetic makeup of the cake.
And so one of my quirks is that I am seevoyant. So when I eat something, I get psychic impressions from its future.
Correct.
So not only am I going to taste it to see what it tastes like, but then I'm going to taste it to see what will happen to it in the future.
So
I'm going to eat half of it. We'll say
just sort of shoving it in your maw.
Yeah, I think I have like a portion in my chest that I can place food inside of.
We were kind of talking about this. If I see the hole when you put it in, does it just sit there like a shelf? Like it doesn't actually look like it's digested.
Yeah. No, I think it's just because I'm picturing it's just like chicken meat all the way down, right? So it's probably just like a void that I kind of scoop open.
Oh, God.
And then like rest it there and then like pack it back in place.
All right. So like, can you taste things? Do you have taste buds? And if you have taste buds, are they in your chest?
I think the capacity to taste is dispersed throughout the chicken meat.
Yeah, that's real gross. But thank you for that gift, because that means welcome. Everything you touch, you taste.
Yeah, but the thing does say the quirk does say I have to eat it. So sure. Hugh's mind, I have to hide it inside of my body.
Sure, like I understand that, but just like overall in the world, everything that you touch has a flavor that you get.
For sure.
I mean, maybe it has to go past the breading.
Right, like the outside, the like
yes, he's got a little bit of crust.
He's seared off.
Like a bit of a crust. Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got to kind of stick it in there, but anything that punctured him, or if he punctures himself.
Wow. If I get stabbed, I would taste it.
Great. Okay. This is all good. I have this all written down in my notes. I'm very excited.
Probably won't come up.
Oh, sure. I'm sure it won't come up at all. Okay, so here's a couple of things that you get from this. First of all, just regular flavor wise, it's like really delicious. I don't know that you, as and I'm going to use this term loosely, person, have eaten a lot of cakes. But it's like a really light, delicious sort of, it's got a lot of citrus fruit flavor. It's very bright. Might get a Hollywood handshake if we're talking British Bake Off situation. Super delicious. Again, you're always going to see how you get rid of it, which is pretty horrifying, even for you. And then you also, like, this doesn't seem like it's part of a bigger situation. This was self-contained as opposed to a slice of cake, so you don't see it anywhere else. It's you just see some in what is maybe like a garbage can at the lab. And then you also see what appears to be your feet melting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best cake that I have had today.
Well, because you did have some earlier. That cake
And
was
this
not
one is
meant
better.
for you, though.
I mean, I can see what some of the fuss is about. It was a good cake.
Is that all you're sharing?
I at least save the other half for me then I'll take it to my portable lab. I have the van. I can go analyze it. If we're not going to go use the whole team, at least let me do that much.
Sure. Yeah, I've got half of it here in the box.
I take the box and I run away.
Just run off.
Towards a van marked FDA somewhere around the block.
Yeah. Hugh, are you following him to the van? Okay.
Yes, I will follow. Yep.
All right. I am going to say that you are parked in front of a Cheapo Depot.
Okay, nice.
Well, Maury, while you're checking this out, I'm going to go bargain shopping. Do you need anything?
Gosh, I'm an egghead, so I have a feeling that, and I'm trying to I want people to know about me. So I know about everybody. You are not going to a Cheapo Depot. That's the last thing we need right now. You're going to go in there and shop till you drop. There's going to be all kinds of people surrounding you every step of the way. They're going to be asking you all kinds of questions. You might be on the TV, on the news. This is no way to conduct an investigation.
How long is your science going to take?
Let's see. I think I would look down. I am an MIT mathematician, right?
You're super smart.
I look at the cupcake and I do some mental calculations. I look at my portable lab equipment with the side door of the van open that I'm talking to Hugh from. 4.5 minutes.
I will see you in 4.5 minutes then.
Oh.
And
yeah.
Hugh walks boldly into the Cheapo Depot.
You better hurry.
Fast-paced bargain shopping.
Okay.
I get to work. I got a portable lab in my the FDA van.
Yeah, let's see what
an FDA motor pool van, fueled and fully equipped with a portable lab.
All right. So we're going to do some tests on it. Let's see. And you are fairly certain that it's going to be a quick process. You feel good about what's in there. So I definitely feel like we should do an action roll here.
Okay. I think I'll use my training. Given it's something I know how to study. I was at MIT. As I look at my 3 things, I have 2 stars in that. So I get 2 dice for that.
Perfect.
Just because we're getting going, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my appetite dice to give myself an extra die because, first lead of the game. I want to get this rolling.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like at this point you are in weirdly, we talked about how this is never going to happen, but I feel like you are in a controlled position here.
Okay.
Like this is, and you should have standard effect with your roll because you are using equipment that you have used many times.
And the verdict is that a 6 though? Oh my gosh. I got 2 6s and a 5. That is a critical roll on the first roll of the game.
Yes.
It may have taken me 3.5 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. You shaved off time. Absolutely. It is made up of something this is not anything that you have encountered before. You are not finding anything in it that is in a standard cake. Things are not coming back like you would expect, which would be like egg and flour and sugar. No. Everything is very weird chemicals put together in a way that you as a scientist have not encountered before.
I was going to say I use my satellite phone, but I don't need to use my satellite phone because we're in a city. So I can just use my phone.
Just a regular phone. I mean, would more use the satellite phone because that is like SOP. It
is getting cool because I imagine like the antenna, like a flip phone thing, but no. Yeah. Maury knows all too well which tool they should use for this job.
That's true.
So, these compounds. Well, the funny thing is, as an expert in my gear, I have tenure with a faction of my choice. And since we work for the FDA, I don't need them. So how about I actually have a poll with NASA?
Oh, sure.
So I'm going to call NASA, who have almost as much funding as we do, depending on it, and ask them about these unique compounds that don't register anything to me over on the FDA side. Because they're probably not food related. They're probably something weirder than that.
You're thinking they are potentially extraterrestrial.
That, or they have weird compounds that make stuff like rocket ships. Some strange engineering voodoo compounds that I don't know about. So yeah, I like either alien or NASA creative voodoo engineering stuff.
Cool. Before you call them, we're going to check in with Hugh, see how his shopping is going.
Great. It's going great.
Is it? What have you found so far?
The first thing I want to do is I want to find those paper flyers with the really thin newspaper that has all of the coupons in it where the ink comes off on your fingers.
Do you not already have one of those?
No, you pick up a new one every day when you walk in. They have them right up front.
Got it. You wouldn't say that you don't have anything left over from the day before.
No, because there might be new ones. Part of the joy is finding what the new specials are. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of specials today, a whole bunch of them. I'm going to say there's a special on like
nutcrackers.
If you buy, could be nutcrackers. All right, sure, we'll go nutcrackers. Also, if you buy like 5 things of cat litter.
Nice.
But you gotta buy 5. Nutcrackers you gotta buy 10 in order to get the discount. And let's see what a third one is. I think the third big sale that they're running is breakfast cereal.
I have a great mental picture of like inflatable hot tubs because he's a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like he's being cooked.
Those are not on the biggest of the sale. They're definitely in there. But breakfast cereal, and again, it's like, this is like a Costco kind of cheapo depot. So you need to buy like 15 to 20 big cereals in order to get it.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to buy. Am I allowed to mix and match the flavors of cereal?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. That's even better. I'm going to buy in clusters of 5, 4 different flavors of cereal.
Okay.
And then I am also going to get 10 nutcrackers. Are we talking like the metal, like the little tiny nutcrackers?
There's got to be the statue, guys.
Like the decorative,
the big decorative nutcrackers.
Yeah,
great. I'm going to get 10 of those, and I'm going to put all of this into a shopping cart, and then I am going to make my way to the checkout. And I feel like I have done this in 4.5 minutes.
I feel like you have it.
Yeah, let's like a roll and see.
All right, so I think I want to roll my instinct for this.
I really like the idea that you have like these like kind of hands and you're like moving nutcrackers into a cart. but your body is like a square. So how did you kind of get up onto the cart to put these? Yeah, because the carts are probably pretty high for you. It's pretty epic right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they have they've got like a little reach and stick near the door. I can just kind of knock things off the shelf into the cart.
Do you hold on? Are you in one of the little old lady carts that you drive?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that those are ever big enough for the amount of savings Cheapo Depot offers.
Okay, that's fair.
But if they have one that is part of one of those flatbeds.
No, they don't have a flatbed.
Drive it on one of those too. Fine.
No. So sorry, you have to bring your own, I think.
So I want to use my instinct for this. I feel like this is a thing that he was done often. It just has sort of developed a preternatural instinct for where things are going to be. But I only have one die in it. So to get another die, I can invoke this trouble, which is bargain shopping.
Yeah.
I feel like it is appropriate now. So I would like that to happen. So Great. I have 2 dice.
Great. This is I'm going to say risky. And let me tell you why. You don't ever come in here and only buy the couple of things that are on sale.
I'm not a manager.
So there is definitely a chance that should you fail this real bad, that you'll just be stuck in a spiral of shopping, looking for savings. Which is not a sentence that I thought I would ever say on this show. But yeah, so I think it's a little risky. I think it's a standard effect, because I think that you do know this about yourself, right? So, and you gave yourself a cutoff of 4.5 minutes. I can do this. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I have rolled a 6 and a 4.
Wow. Full success. That's great. You did it you gave yourself the 4.5 minutes and you walked past the other stuff, because sometimes there are sales that are not advertised in the flyer. There's just just big tags on the thing. And you were able to successfully walk past, you get up to the front, and you actually very expediently, you get out of the Cheapo Depot in 4.5 minutes. Now, your friend Maury, are you friends? We're not sure. Your colleague,
I think we
Maury.
are.
Maury thinks you're his very best friend.
After the high five, yeah.
Oh my God, you are.
We did high five, yeah.
You are friend soulmates to Maury. But he is now on the phone. So Maury, you have called NASA. And let's see what I'm going to make you roll for this too, to see. I don't think you get to call NASA very often. This is not a Maury job. This is a field op job, right?
Sure.
So,
but the one thing is I have tenure with NASA.
You do have tenure with NASA.
Doesn't mean that they don't look at me just like the FDA does. Where I also have tenure. It doesn't mean that there's respect. It just means
that you're able to actually call them.
You just have the number.
All right. I think it's risky. Let me tell you why. Because I think that every time you call them, I think maybe you call them a little too much for stuff. You are constantly calling them and you're like, hey, I got this new thing. What do you think about this? And often they're like, but that's oxygen. That's not, we have that here on Earth. You're good. Please stop with everything. I think yesterday, I'm just going to do a quick roll. Yeah. Yesterday you called them 5 times about stuff.
I like the thought that Maury wakes up in the morning and calls NASA for the weather report because he knows it's the most accurate.
The most accurate.
It just needs that hourly breakdown.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's not promised today, so every day
we better check.
it could be the last time I could call NASA for that. So
Yeah,
I understand. I don't understand, but I support you.
I support you.
So risky position because they might be very annoyed with you.
Okay.
But should be a standard effect. Like they will be able to tell you about these chemicals theoretically.
I was leaning towards rolling instinct because it's my instinct that maybe NASA would know. But after you've described that, I realized that it's not that my instincts are off. My problem is really, am I charming enough to get one more bit of information out of them without them just hanging up or yelling at me? So I'm going to roll charm.
All right.
And I got a 3. So that risky is a failure.
Not good. Bad
So
outcome.
I call and I just start rattling off compounds. And it goes directly to someone who, because I was mentioning engineering. So yeah, it's probably somebody who works with like making like jet fuel kind of stuff, like, fuel compounds, like, and literally they answer the phone and I just start rattling off compounds. And it's like when I say things like
they're into the phone.
I'm like enthralled bakery, and then it's like P169410, and just going off with numbers and letter combinations. But of course, enthralled bakery means nothing to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the first time that you've called like this. And they listen for a while, and you are going. And then when you pause, because you're just calling them on your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Great. You pause to, and like there was a lot of compounds in there. So I think you've probably been talking for a good 3.5, 4 minutes, right? Just like rattling everything off. And then you pause to let them answer. So what do you think? And they are definitely not still on the phone. Like you don't know when they hung up, but they did for sure. You do have an email notification.
So I've gotten out of the phone because it took 3 or 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I feel like you hang up the phone and Hugh has stacked cereal and nutcrackers in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was kind of thinking like, I was early. So I'm like, you come up and then you're kind of trying to put stuff in the van. So I'm like pacing outside the van and I'm like going on and like looking up at the sky and like talking on the phone. And then I go on, like you said, I go on for a few more minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then I'm like, well, clearly it's not that they hung up. It's that they're actually working on what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not mentioning it because they're so busy. So I keep talking about it. And I'm completely oblivious that right behind me, you were loading my van up with like perfectly stacked nutcracker statues.
Are they perfectly stacked? Does Hugh care
I don't
about
know.
that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They are perfect because that's when you're bringing all of this stuff home, you're going to run out of space if you're a sloppy stacker.
And just out of curiosity, where do all of these things go?
They go back to the FDA where I turn in my receipts because I do this on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
These are work expenses.
And right, but when you get to the FDA, what happens to them?
I think I maybe hand a lot of this stuff into evidence.
So kind of knowing all of these things as I finally realized, hello, damn it. And I like look at my phone, one email notification.
An email
I
notification.
click it.
You've been written up.
I
For
look
excessive calls to NASA. You feel like you are wasting their time.
I call my boss because this is literally way too much is going on and I'm not prepared for this. So
your boss at NASA?
No, at the FDA. Yeah.
At the FDA. Yeah. She are you back in the van? Like, are you guys?
No, I'm staring in horror. Clearly Hugh has gone off the deep end again. And I couldn't even drive the van if I wanted to. And I'm written up.
Okay. Yeah. This is your worst day. It went from your best day with your best friend to your worst day.
I was on the phone for like 6 minutes.
NASA ruined.
And in those 6 minutes, my worst day has happened.
Worst day. Yeah.
He reaches to one of the boxes of cereal. It is the this world equivalent of Boo Berry, and just like opens it and opens the bag and like offers you the box. Boo Berry.
So I call the boss and I just stare.
He's just like
mouth dropped.
Sticking it in your chest. Gross. This is off-brand Boo Berry, by the way. So, and it's a little stale because it's in the Cheapo Depot. So it has a little tang to it in that way. You have gotten through to the boss's secretary. Answers the phone. It's like, Maury, is there a problem in the field?
This is Special Agent Dillweed. I'm going to need to talk to the boss immediately.
She is in a meeting. Do you like? I can pass a message on.
It's the total teeth grit. Like, oh shoot, cannot go well for me. Like,
what?
Just interrupt their meeting.
Who is the most? I think of like who is the best agent we have. I need like expert veteran advice right now. And if it's not from the boss, it's got to be from the greatest agent.
From the greatest agent in history.
I mean, I guess, because I'm an egghead, maybe it should be the boss's boss. So maybe it's not the greatest agent. I would just, the boss is busy. So clearly you just go over their head to the next person. Yeah. Because that does not get you in trouble at all.
Definitely not. And will have no repercussions. I'm so proud of you for coming up with this plan.
Yeah. So like not my supervisor, but like the regional director or something.
Supervisor. Great. So do you ask to be transferred to that person?
Yes. Immediately.
The secretary is like, are you sure?
We have an emergency on our hands.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll send it up the chain. You get like the little hold music, which definitely has been the same music. I think it's, Girl from Ipanema. But in like it sounds like it's coming over a loudspeaker. So it's like, who knows how old the recording is. Someone answers the phone and says, like, this better be really important. I was told there was a DEFCON 3 emergency. What's going on?
This is Special Agent Dillweed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in front of a fellow agent.
You hear agent
tapping,
like somebody typing, and they're like,
an Agent Manreal has relapsed. Yes. My FDA motor van portable lab is full of cereal boxes and nutcrackers.
Yeah. I'm gonna need just one moment because I feel like you are using a code system that we have not implemented. I don't understand.
I'm actually being quite literal. There are
cereal boxes. Okay, but it's a blueberry. Okay,
off the square blueberry brand checks.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
is that like the kind of weaponry that we have put into?
No, it's from Cheapo Depot.
Like the discount chain store?
I think you don't understand the gravity of the situation. It is Special Agent Human Real in the chicken nugget variety who has a Cheapo Depot addiction and has loaded one of our motor vans full of cheapo depot sales. The last time this happened, remember? The last time this happened?
I really don't. I am gonna.
Where do you think all of those boxes of cereals and nutcrackers go?
I'm gonna transfer you to who I think you. Who is your supervisor?
I say my supervisor's name. They're in a meeting.
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt that meeting. Yeah. And then there's some more hold music, and then your supervisor picks up and says, "What the hell are you doing? Why would you call him about cereal boxes?"
Can you accept pictures right now? If possible, I start
I feel like you're very close
text
to
message pictures.
To like an HR violation. What? And you're just sending pictures of cereal boxes and nutcrackers?
Of the van. Of course, there's Hugh Manreal standing there with blueberries. the Cheapo Depot, the front of the building. And then the last one is, it's unfortunately the last one. Hugh, do you have a phone?
Mm-hmm.
The last one is actually me borrowing Hugh's phone to take a picture of the one email notification that I have from this. The write-up from this. Yeah, on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm resourceful.
Tell her we found that cake, though.
Thank you so much, Maury. If you could, we'll take all of this into account. And if you could please just finish the job that I sent you on, that would be great. And then she just hangs up. And then a few seconds later, you get another notification.
What does it say?
You've been written up.
I have a feeling that I take the phone, I throw it on the ground, I stomp on it, I kick it around, and I kind of have a falling down moment as I storm off into Central Park or wherever we are at outside. I don't know how to make sense of what's just happened.
Hugh, what do you want to do about this?
Well, I'm gonna take the cake. Put the remnants of the cake back in its little box. Close the box up. Gonna tuck it under my arm. Gonna take the keys out of the van. Close the door. Boop, boop, and just follow. Yeah, I'll just follow Maury.
All right, great. So as you're going, you're walking after him. Maury is faster than you anticipated. He must be really worked up. He is going, right? He is
it's like I'm on a hover bike. I'm just leaned forward, just moving this way.
Yeah, and very smooth, and much quicker. I feel like Maury holds a lot of tension in his body, and he is harnessing it all right now to very quickly walk away. And as you're going, you're start slowing down. Things start feeling very weird for you, and you
I start slowing down?
Yeah, not intentionally, but you are not moving forward at the pace that you are trying to move forward at, and things are perspective is changing a little bit, and you look down and your feet are liquefying.
Maury.
I'm just over my shoulder, not now. It's just too much for one day, just too much.
I am melting. I'm gonna call him
on the phone.
Oh, he smashed his phone. I hang up.
Not the sat phone, though.
He still has a sat phone.
Oh, he's got the sat phone.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about my sat phone, but
everyone knows about your sat phone.
You can see it. It's very big.
I feel like you probably like whenever there's a birthday party in the office, you like clip it to your belt just to get like your slice of cake. Yeah, so I'm gonna call the sat phone as I stop moving forward. So I
still moving downward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do I still have feeling in the lower parts? Okay.
Yeah.
Startled, I grab the sat phone. Oh, finally. The only person with this number is the Navy. Reporting for duty.
My
Officer Dillweed, sir.
My legs are melting.
Is this some kind of a test? I look down. My legs are clearly not melting.
No,
but they could.
Legs.
If you needed them to melt, I could melt my legs.
Okay. Who do you think this is?
The U.S. Navy.
Right. Your mission is to complete your current mission. Then report to the docks.
It's very cryptic.
I mean it literally.
Right.
Something strange about this voice.
It's
my inner monologue because I wouldn't want to risk ruining this. I don't actually say it out loud.
Absolutely not.
So my inner monologue is like, but this could be one of the only opportunities. And right now, everything else is going to shit. So, Officer Dillweed won't let you down, sir. I then like I wait, melting. Like I don't hang up the phone because there could be like even like extra breaths that tell me, nonverbal communication about like if I'm being acknowledged well here or something.
You gonna say anything else?
No, I just hang up.
I don't hear like a sizzling or anything, do I? Like smelting.
I mean,
yeah. What's the nature of the melting? Is it? Am I like? Now that I'm done with whatever that was, I'm gonna look at my legs. Am I like changing form? Like, am I turning to goo, or just like disincorporating? Or
you are turning into the consistency of like slime. You can still feel sensation and everything, but like you are becoming sort of amorphous. And it's a slow process, but it is up above where if you were to have ankles, that is about how far it's gone up. And now those are just like pools of goo.
Is it still attached to me if I lift a leg?
Yeah. But like it like stretches out to the point where you're not sure that it would stay attached if you were to like try to.
Well, I think use first instinct whenever faced with something bizarre and unknown is to give it a bite and see what's up.
You're gonna eat some of your foot?
Can I like get a chunk out? I guess it's not chunky if it's gooey. Can I like
scoop it?
Scoop a little bit? Does that hurt when it comes off?
Yeah, a little bit. Like you just like tore a piece of yourself off. Still gonna eat it? Yeah, still going. Okay. Putting it in there. That was a piece of your left foot. It feels like it is being eaten. It hurts real bad.
Even while separated, I feel it. Interesting. All right. Well.
But on the plus side, like it tastes real good.
Do I see any future in which this is solid again, or is this like am I dying?
Things are muddled. It's really hard for you to like
Great.
figure out.
Makes sense. It might be hard to see yourself too.
I'm gonna check on the cake
that's in there.
Yeah, in the box. That's in the box.
In the box.
Yeah.
Still good. Still looks just like cake. Still smells just like cake. Speaking of things smelling good, you are more fragrant now. That you are becoming like a liquidy goo. And there is you're in a park because that's where Maury said he was going, and there are a lot of people here who are walking their dogs.
Great. I turn around, and then do I see what's going on with Hugh?
Oh yeah, it's not hard to see. It's
okay,
right there.
Clearly, we need to solidify the physical status of Hugh immediately.
Yeah.
You said that there are plenty of people walking their dogs.
Yeah.
So is this one of those parks where you have to pick up after your dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go in a very fast pace and try to like nab people's bags of poo and start dumping them in the melting pool of what is Hugh.
Yeah.
To help kind of solidify a little bit more, give it a little more of a physical consistency.
So are you getting the bags that they gather it in, or are you getting used bags? This is important.
Used bags and dumping out the contents.
Dumping out the contents.
Yes.
There's going to be some residue in there.
Over. You could just ask for empties. They have more.
You know, I'm a genius, so I just quickly assess the situation. I don't have a shovel. Otherwise, I could use the dirt. But what I do have are a lot of people with a lot of dogs who happen to be holding bags of droppings.
Yeah, yeah.
In a pinch.
Remember how you said your taste buds are spread throughout? Okay. I'm just bringing it up that I
wasn't going to bring it up again.
I didn't make that happen. Okay. Yeah. So let's see how good you are at this.
Compost, manure.
This feels risky.
Because I could get a little bit on me.
Yeah, it could be like, what happens if you get some manure on you, or if you get some Hugh on you? We don't know.
Yeah. Clearly, I'm using my badges. I'm going like, I'm going to need to confiscate the manure, please.
Yeah, they're like,
immediately.
You can absolutely have it.
Just taking them, yeah, but
they definitely don't care if you're showing them any kind of official ID. They're like, you want the bags? Go ahead. So let's see how good it is at soaking up Hugh.
Yeah, I have a perk, which means I have to dig in to get the benefit of it. So I'm going to take an extra die.
Okay.
Because I'm pushing to do this with impossible speed and precision because I'm artful. And when I'm artful, I can craft, cook, or create things with impossible speed and precision.
Great.
Like some sort of consistency goo made of manure.
Yeah.
Right. So
great. Love it.
Now I just need to roll. Yeah. I think that this actually might be. I'm going to say instinct. Yeah, it's probably because I got to do it fast. The first thing came to me. Maybe I could have came up with something more less offensive, but this is the first one.
But why would we? You are a man of action now, trying to join the Navy and do what they said, and clearly that means poop bags.
Yes. I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Yeah, you sure did. This is not a great outcome. Here is what you managed to do. Hugh is still melting.
I did do it with the possible speed and precision, but it did not go well.
So fast. Hugh is still melting, and now Hugh, you just have the taste of dog droppings just everywhere on you. It's just all over the place.
Is it different flavors because different dogs?
Could be. You use several. So now the issue that we have is that you're still melting, tasting gross stuff, don't smell great.
Fragrant. You're still fragrant.
Fragrant.
Just the wrong kind
So
of
just
fragrance.
sort of a mix
kind.
of fragrance.
Mhm.
However, let's see how many dogs. Just real four dogs. God, they just really want to eat chicken nuggets. And so they are now surrounding Hugh and attempting to eat him.
Right. I would like to try and get away. I guess. Question mark?
I actually think that this is an excellent time to take our bio break. We've been going for about an hour, and the dogs have clearly relieved themselves. So I think everybody else should be able to. And go get yourself something to drink. Maybe a melted chicken nugget, I guess, is what is happening, or like a cupcake.
Yeah, but not a brownie. That's probably too real.
Don't do that. That's just going to have to make a little note that tonight there was a lot of excrement.
Yeah, avoid the fudge.
Avoid the fudge is the name of the episode. So we will be back in a few minutes. So go bio break it up. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bio break.
Welcome back from the break. Pew, 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 pew. All right. I got more water and I ate more food. And I feel strongly that you can fix your situation, but I don't feel that. But the situation is happening to you. So what would you like to do to get caught up? Hugh is melting because he ate a cake, and then his good friend Maury smeared some dog poop on him, and now
surprisingly
there are dogs.
Unhelpful.
Yeah, really unhelpful.
Shocker.
And now there are dogs trying to eat him because he is made of chicken nuggets.
I was unsuccessful, so I imagine I'm still kind of stirring your lower half.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you're, I think, up to your knees now is melted.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to like stir in the consistency because, you know, I'm doubling down. This is going to work. Hugh, this is going to work. Just believe.
The Navy says it's going to work.
So when I ate the cake the first time, one of the visions that I got was of me removing it. And I think that is time. This cake has poisoned me.
Oh, so you're going to do that out in the open here?
I think I have to. I mean, I can't get away from these dogs. It is repulsive.
Yeah, it's real gross.
So maybe it can double as an attack.
Okay.
It might be bad enough to make the dogs.
Well, I'm going to have you roll to see what that does to the dogs. And how much you can like get out of your system. So this is an action roll. Or maybe it's a resistance roll. Maybe you are resisting this melt. Trying to get stuff out of your body.
Boy, yeah.
What are your
I guess that's
attributes? Tell me your attributes.
I don't have I was thinking training would be good, but I don't have anything in training. I've got 2 in charm, 1 in guts, and 1 in instinct. This could be guts.
I feel like it's an instinct because I have to tell you that this feels like when fight or flight is triggered and you void to make yourself lighter before you run away. So I think it's instinct. Okay.
I definitely want to dig in and use one of those dice.
Use your appetite. That feels.
I am going to use an appetite die.
Yeah.
One of my perk, though, I'd say I have Mental Palace, which says when I dig in addition to any other effects, I get to choose one. And one is I receive a perfect mental map of my surroundings, or I know exactly what's about to happen, though the final outcome remains fuzzy.
Oh, so which would you like that?
I think I'm going to get the perfect mental map of my surroundings in case we need to make a quick escape from a pack of hungry dogs.
Right. Or horrified people from what you are about to do.
Or horrified people. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
you might even get like the pattern of how I'm stirring.
That's true.
If there was some way to use me as obstruction from the dogs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that gives me 2 dice then. 1 for instinct and 1 for digging in. I have a 3 and a 5.
Mixed result.
Okay. I feel like that is maybe accurate.
So yeah.
So you're a mixed result.
You are a mixed result. The description of that is you do what you were trying to do, but there's a consequence. Which feels, trouble, conditions, reduced effect, etc.
Yeah.
So you get rid of that.
I do. It's private. I won't describe it.
It's disgusting and loud, and I'm going to describe it because it's like an explosive spray out of your pores, which means that your pal Maury is now covered in whatever this is that used to be cake, and some blueberry because that was in there. Yeah. As well. It got on the dogs, the dogs that were close. It got on some people. I'm going to say that the consequence is that everybody knows that you're an FDA agent because Maury made a big deal out of how he was an FDA agent, so he needed to confiscate things. And now people are definitely going to complain to the FDA about this. Just like there's a kid crying. Like it was somebody threw up for sure. It was awful. So it is now out of your system. Process. Is it?
It is my natural process.
It is your personal natural process. So it is now out of your system. You have felt that you have stopped the melt, but it got up to like mid-thigh. And it is that melt is not reversing at this moment. It is just no longer melting you.
Sarah, if you don't mind, I think I would like to resist getting hit by any of the spray.
I would love for you to try that.
As a coward and as someone suspecting these strange compounds that could be inside, maybe I see it like just start squirting a little bit or like pooling up before it just starts blasting.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a kid. So like literally like maybe
first hiding behind the kid?
I hide behind a dog and then I grab the kid like a sandbag. And like run, but the kid gets covered in blueberry.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's roll the resist and see how well that works out for you.
What attribute would you like me to use?
Again, with coward, I think this is an instinct.
Okay.
Attribute.
Got one die.
Because your instinct is to run away.
So I rolled a 1.
Yeah,
now,
you
the
did.
The thing with resistance is it totally works. It just means how much it costs. So it means it costs me the maximum. So I have to spend 3 of my appetite dice.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah. So that means I have 1. I think I have 2 left. Sorry, because we start with 6 now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that happens.
And
also,
you're welcome to have it still have some effects, but like, not as severe or something. But yeah.
I mean, everyone's very upset with you, especially the parent whose child you grabbed.
I hand them their kid.
Yeah, and covered in blueberry. Like covered in like what is maybe cake and some compound from you, like, and then also and like you had dog poop on your hands, so there's also that now handprints on the kid. Kid thinks it's great. That particular baby is enjoying it. There's a different one that's crying. You grabbed the happy baby. Don't know why. Yeah.
I get really close and I kind of toss the kid back to them.
Yeah, they are very upset. Everyone is very
Thank you
upset.
for your service. So I throw the kid back.
Yeah. So you got a little bit on you, but it's more on your clothes. The spray.
I rip my clothes off and throw them to the ground. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I got to remove any contamination.
Is naked now in the park, in front of a lot of people. Has
Maury's
his
having
phone
a day.
still.
He's having a day.
He's having a day.
I grab a stick and I begin trying to chase away the dogs. So the half of my partner that's left.
Did the dogs remain?
Nice of you.
Are the dogs still there?
There were 4 dogs. I think there's only one left that's maybe just like a little extra hungry. The other 3 they scarpered. But there's one left if you want to try to chase him off. Let's have a roll. I feel like you are in a desperate position. Because
So
of
don't get eaten
everything
by a
that's just
dog.
happened.
For me with the stick?
For you with the stick.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This totally sounds like guts.
Yeah. I feel like you're not great at that.
I'm not at all. I was thinking about if it was like more instinctual, but I think instinctual, I would actually do something smarter than just the brute thing. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, take the lower because I have no guts.
Great.
So I got a 1.
Okay.
It was desperate.
Yeah, it was.
There was only one mean dog left.
That's true.
I chased that mean dog naked with the stick.
You sure did.
Surrounded by angry people at the FDA.
Yeah.
While my friend could do nothing but be half of a nugget stuck on the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a problem. You're having a bad time.
We could say, for example, like maybe the stick I found was like some guy's cane.
Oh,
absolutely. For starters, I was like,
you
a stick.
grabbed it from an old man.
Yeah.
He fell down and he broke something. You have a feeling you're definitely going to be written up a few more times.
Thankfully, I don't got that phone.
Yeah, that phone's gone. And that's in your brain where all of the write-ups went to. So they're probably gone now. No, this dog thinks you are playing with it and is jumping all over you with joy.
Yeah.
So now you have a dog. You are on the ground naked with an old man's cane, and this dog is just jumping all over you.
Yeah.
And your partner is half melted.
And given that it was desperate, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I assume it's trying to hump me. So I'm actually like calling out for assistance from the neighboring people. Like, somebody help me. The dog is trying to impregnate me.
Yeah, asking Hugh for help? Maybe?
No, the people.
Just the other people.
Because we're both
rude.
We've both been beleaguered by the situation here.
Hugh, what are you doing
out of our element?
State?
In an effort to reacquire my legs, I am going to pull a little gummy bear out of my pocket.
Yes.
And I'm going to eat the gummy bear, pop it in my mouth.
Well, in your chest mouth.
In my chest mouth.
Gross.
Because one of my quirks is
pop it in my chest mouth.
Carrier. Yeah. And it says when I eat gelatin like a gummy bear, I multiply into many little gelatin versions of myself.
Here's a question. Is it little gummy Hues? Do you have little gummy Hues that you've had crafted?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah. These look like me. And then in theory, I will dissolve into a bunch of these little things. And then I would like to reform and see if my legs come with me.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Did you turn into like 1,000, like 10?
How many did you turn
like
into?
100?
Oh, geez. Lots.
3.5.
It's I feel like they're all related to the size of the gummy that I eat. So
it is the same size as the.
Yeah. But if I did one of those like big like novelty gummy snakes, I would maybe get like 10 or 15 of me. But little gummy bears,
swim
hundreds. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah. You come back together. You can feel the parts that melted. You can tell that there has like been a structural change in your body, but you were able, you're solidified back up, but like something changed in the parts that were your, like, your bottom half. And when you came back together, your bottom half sort of changed places when you fell apart and then came back together. So like you can like feel in your body in different spots. Like this was a melted part. You can tell the difference.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part of the day.
All right. Do you want to help your friend? He doesn't have any clothes on.
All right.
What would you like to do to assist?
I'm going to. We didn't really get that far away from the van.
No.
I'm going to go back to the van.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get some of the cereal. Get a box, that open box, and like try and get the dog to come for a treat. Like shake it like it's got a treat in it.
Okay.
That's my goal, and I'm going to use charm to do that.
Yeah, that seems right.
I like that maybe Cheapo Depot happened to have a sale on a discount cereal that looked too much like dog biscuits for other people to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. But you don't mind.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I only eat some of the stuff anyways. Mostly it goes into evidence. All right. I think I am going to use another appetite die because I do want to make sure that this is successful. So that's going to give me 3d6.
I believe in you.
Okay. So not great.
I should not have believed in you.
You should not have done that. Your belief was misplaced. I have rolled a 3 and then 2 numbers that are not a 3.
Are they ones?
They are both ones.
Okay. Great. So here is the bad outcome. I mean, part of it is great because the dog is no longer interested in Maury, but you still smell like a chicken nugget.
Sure.
And now you're enticing the dog to join you. And so the dog does so successfully that he is now just like chewing on your arm. Just like changes and jumps onto you and starts gnawing on your right arm.
Can I reach one of the nutcrackers?
Sure.
I'm gonna hit the dog with it.
Okay.
Just like use it as like a club. Be like, get off. Yeah.
One more. I don't know how strong you are. You are made of nugget. So I don't know.
I mean, but I'm also seared off, which is pretty good. I think this is going to be, I think this is going to be training. Like it is most appropriate, I think, for this to be training.
Oh, yeah, like
of which I have none, so I have to use an appetite die.
Or can't you roll?
Yeah, you roll 2, take the
2, and you take the lower one.
Oh.
Just been really working with the
roll.
Yeah, it's very effective.
I'm gonna roll 2 and take the lower one.
Okay.
The lower one is a 4.
Hey, all right, mixed result.
Yeah,
you're able to knock the dog off of you. The mixed result is that it tears that arm off.
The mixed result.
The dog runs off. It takes your right arm with you. With it.
It's funny because in some way I'm not really horrified. Like I'm looking at it and I feel like I should be horrified, but I'm not really horrified.
Worse happened to me today.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 30 seconds ago was way worse.
Yeah, it's just something about like, I bite parts of chicken nuggets off all the time and it doesn't really,
doesn't bother you.
Just more chicken nugget.
Well, we have defeated the dogs. We are successful.
You know what the cakes are doing?
We know what the cakes are doing. So I think it's probably time to report back.
I feel like it's a good close to that scene of just me yelling, like, somebody get that dog. Civilian arrest.
Citizens
somebody.
Arrest.
Yeah, like it. But like we're just on the ground, like,
That dog's very happy. It has a chicken nugget.
We could also,
right?
Very big.
We could also go back to the shop, the cake shop.
Well, I mean, the one thing is,
I think
I know all the compounds. Like we literally could just we would know what it is if we just go back to the office and like, hey guys, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We could do that.
After this moment, I'll be able to explain to you like, oh yeah, that's not food. None of that's food. It's like a mixture of compounds that just so happen to taste and smell great.
Yeah.
But they're not food, and they are clearly doing something. And we should probably also alert the police to go stand outside that place and see what's happening to other people who also ingested that food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should probably call the police and then shut that place down before anything else. So other people don't get melted. Let's go back to the cake shop.
Okay.
Let's call for some backup and then head back to the cake shop while it is arriving.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll just send us. I'll somehow send a sample so that they can be working on it and tell me what it is when they know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the mobile lab that you had is like hooked up by Wi-Fi to the.
Send the data. Yeah,
so
that makes a lot of sense.
The data, and then I think it probably already sent. Like, I think it's
makes
hooked
sense.
up. So they've had it for a while. This has not taken a super long time in the park. This was a rather quick encounter. It's very strange. It's a weird day for everyone. But they got the report, and supervisor got it, and she, after writing you up, like she was gonna do, she did send some backup. So when you get back to the van after your arm has been ripped off by a dog, and you're naked, we don't know why.
Change my clothes.
But they were covered in the stuff.
Yeah, I put them in evidence bags for sure. Yeah.
Got it.
But there may be parts of them that are salvageable, like, maybe the undershirt or something.
Yeah, you were wearing just an undershirt.
I got, whitey tighties in an undershirt. Yeah.
Yeah, you look great. They're like, you know what? I'm not even going to ask. Everything's great. So you do have some backup. And then you called the police?
Yeah, that seems easy to do because, they're just going to they're going to do whatever we tell them to do. So
yeah, the FDA has a lot of power.
Maybe in my vehicle, I have a hazmat suit, so I can put the hazmat suit on over my naked body. So
yes, it is.
That's better. That's better.
It's
giant.
It's a light blue. I'm gonna say it's like a light blue situation, like a powder blue, like a 70s leisure suit, but it's a hazmat suit.
Someone more fashion conscious would just go in the cheapo depot, but me, I got my head to the grind. I'm all business. I have a change of clothes in this van just for a situation like this.
Right. But it is a hazmat suit. Yeah. So the cops arrive, and you can tell them what's going on. You are the point people, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think I'll direct them to, cordon off some stuff with some tape. The people who are in line get sent home.
They're very mad about it.
The people who are in the shop have to stay in the shop in case they start melting.
They're like quarantined.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to put like giant yuck stickers on the outside windows that just say FDA, and it's a very sad, like, yuck face.
I like the idea that
zero.
You were like, I'm going to go show them where they should put the tape. So you're like literally like, this is how you do your job. I'm like, need you to take this roll of tape, right where this, put a post here, and you're a giant chicken.
I would
nugget.
do it, but I only have one arm, so you're gonna have to do it. I will point where.
Well, one of my approaches is Lemonhead, where I leave a sour taste in everyone's mouth. So yeah, this is how you do your job. The tape goes from here to here, and then these people go home.
Yeah,
I think that in the meantime, just because I think I have them, hook, line, and sinker, and people obey the law.
Sure.
So while this is going on, I'm going to walk straight into the bakery and let them know that I know. Because I'm going to go inside and tell them all of the chemical compounds which are not food. And let them know and digest that information that they're caught because I know what's in the food. But I'm doing it in the most indirect, direct way or direct, indirect way.
Sure.
Right up to them and letting them know every single thing that's in that food.
It's going to take a while.
And they may understand that some of that is not legally food. There will be no charges issued immediately, but they will know all of the compounds in the food and that that's not actually food and they've been serving it to the people.
I feel like there's a villain that's going to run out the back. So I'm going to go behind the counter and into the kitchen.
In the kitchen, so there's a couple of workers, but there's also just like a tank with like a brain in it.
You two and that brain are under arrest.
Those two try to leave. They try to run because they have legs.
Cops have taped it off.
It's true.
We'll see what happens. I'm interested in the brain.
You're interested in the brain. Let me see if the workers get out.
I like the idea that you tell them that they run. You're like, the cops taped it off.
Yeah. One definitely gets away from the cops. Like the other one is caught by the cops, but one of them just.
I'm gonna make a mental note to glare at that cop later.
What about the brain?
It's like the brain is in a tank. Is it hooked up to things? Is it just like a floating tank?
It's
like an aquarium.
Like a I mean, because it is a bakery, the tank looks like it's under like a cloche. You know? It's very pretty. It's hooked up to some stuff.
Is there like fluid in the cloche?
Yes.
All right. And the cloche is like on a stand or something?
Well, I mean, it looks like one, but it's like, it's like, secured because it is a tank.
Can I take it? Does it look like I can unhook it maybe?
Yeah. Why don't you give me a test to see if you can give me an action roll to see if you can figure out how to take it with you.
Boy. I think that is going to be, I'm going to do instinct on this one. Because this is mostly guesswork for me. I'm not a science person, but I've seen things become unplugged from other things, and I'm going to do that.
Right. Okay.
I am going to use another. I've only got a 1 for instinct, so I'm going to use another appetite. Die, which gives me 2. I have a 6 and a 2.
Okay. All of this is happening while Maury is still listing all of the stuff that is to the
cashier.
To the cashier. The little super long time. I feel like if this were in the comics, that we would hop back to him and he would still have just a giant speech bubble, and then we would hop back to you in the kitchen.
It's like a lecture too. I'm walking around. Like pointing to the wall as if I'm describing the elements. I feel like
you could have possibly also just taken out a marker and started writing on the wall. You're writing all of the compounds on the wall. You are able to disconnect the brain from the wall. Here is the deal, though. It turns out that the brain needed power. So you unplugged it from the wall and you were like, I got it. And you come out from the back and you're like, I found it. And there's no power to it. And so it's just
Can a brain slump? It just
it's sort of.
Yeah. I will hand the brain to Maury. This was plugged into a bunch of things.
Maury does not accept it. Reaching for a bakery box. And then letting it go into a bakery box.
Yeah.
At which Where's the tank that it was in?
Oh no, it's still in the tank. He
Yeah.
unplugged
Oh, you
the
gave me the
tank.
tank. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Good. I was like, which I will take it back to the tank. So how big's the tank?
It's just like a little.
It's
It's like a goldfish kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a small aquarium. Okay.
Just big enough for a human-sized brain.
I find a cake box and I stick it poorly, so it's kind of like concealed.
Yep.
I take some tape and stick an evidence bag on top of it and tape it to the box, and given the appropriate exhibit number at this point.
It's way far down.
And then I go back to finish my lecture of the compounds to the cashier. Yeah.
Great.
Actually, I may never have actually stopped, except for I'd have to resume the actual picture.
You had stopped writing, though. Yeah. Put it on.
While this is all happening, then I will have the police arrest the cashier as well.
You don't finish. The cashier's being like let outside, and you're like, and also it has C410. Wait, hold on.
I look at the cops. This is lesson time. The three of you, I make them all stand and watch that.
All right.
Yeah. They have arrested her, but they are not allowed to leave with that arrested person.
She's going to hear the rest of it.
Yes.
So
because I have to get to the point where I mentioned the C4 compounds, because it wasn't lost on me.
I know it. Yeah, so you finish it. I feel like this is where the camera is pulling back.
Of course.
And then your voice continues on with all of it. I think the epilogue here is that you killed the brain by accident because you unplugged it and then you stayed to lecture. So the brain was not actually evidence. The brain was the thing that was making these things. I think the post-credit scene is, the boss has sort of like, I mean, you fixed it, you got it. I think that we've rounded up all of the people who had it. We were able to treat some of them. Some of them are partially liquid now forever. We're working on it. They're in a separate area. And I think it's a shame about that brain. We would have liked to have known more. And I think the post-credit scene is that it goes to like another sub-basement super secret lab, and somebody's able to revive the brain.
I was going to say, I hope that maybe I could, like, it'd actually be me walking it to like some NASA like back
to
room.
NASA. Yeah.
But the point is, so I get back in their good graces. So it's like,
sneak it out. Which is impressive. We were taking a step away from coward there because you snuck it out of the FDA building.
Possibly. Or maybe it's just like, we don't need this. It's already dead.
Interesting. Found a way around it.
They may have had me, dispose of it, because I'd be the guy.
True.
But I do like the idea of some glowing door where I walk in and I'm like, so now can I ask you, can I call you again?
Right. I want to call you in the morning to find out about the weather, though.
Yeah. Yes.
If you could. Just don't hang up.
We have an app for that. Yeah.
In exchange for this brain, I get to call you about the weather. So that was a version of Chew that we just did. So tell us a little bit, remind us potentially when we might be able to get this game.
Sure. Can I plant a seed real quick?
Plant a seed.
Which is, so the best way that I like to end every game, especially anything that I have my hands on making, is for some way that each of us can give a little spotlight, the players, little spotlight to each other. So whether it's gratitude or in Chew, we call it like reprimands and commendations. Because it's like the stuff you told the boss about, like was either really good or really bad about the other employees. So Damon, if you think for a minute, what was like the one thing that I did either as a player or in character that made your experience better. And I'll think of something too while I talk
Would
about
do both accommodations and reprimands. How about?
Well, the whole thing is like, it doesn't matter which one it is. You're still giving the player spotlight for making it was awesome, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But in game terms, your character might have been like, that sucked. But as a player, it was awesome, right? So
I really enjoyed just like the level of dedication that you had to your principles. From like a role play angle, when you were just like, no, like clearly Hugh has fallen off the wagon and is shopping again, and just like straight to narking.
Yeah.
Like
this is the best way to help him.
Like didn't say anything to Hugh at all. You were just like principal's office. Direct line.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, clearly, like last session, just the fact when you went to the chicken nugget thing. But this time, I mean, obviously, there's always so many, right? But to pick something, I mentioned I really liked the telling the customer to do the tape. But also when you used your power and you went to like 1,000 gummy bears that you said looked like you.
Yeah.
Like that was like they were branded, they were made just for you for that occasion.
Tiny little Hues.
Yeah. I imagine like it's like it zoomed in if it was the comic and we saw the little like a little smile or something of you on it.
Mm-hmm.
Chomp.
Not
to mention probably every time you talked about burrowing stuff in you too. That's great.
It's just a very weird concept, and it was like, how far can this go?
So far.
It's too far.
Yeah, too far. Too far. Correct.
There's too many times that I was like, or too far. Like I didn't drop the puns. You one time you're like, well, let's catch up. You know.
I almost said I found the brains of the operation, but then I didn't.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, if you go to Drive Through RPG, we were just saving the audience. They could insert those as needed.
Insert
right?
shitty pun here.
Yeah, just season it a little bit as you need.
Is the name of the episode.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had there's a free quick start you can get of Chew. The rules have changed since it was like from the Kickstarter. And then the backers have like character creation, new sheets and all kinds of stuff. We're wrapping up the actual updated PDFs with some of the rules you saw today, like we mentioned the appetite dice we were using instead of just the appetite tally marks. But yeah, this is coming out. Obviously backers get it first. There's some stores distribution. So general public can get it by summer for sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Just in time for a really unfortunate barbecue in game.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow.
I feel like playing this game at a table, like in person, would involve very elaborate menus. Just in conceptually, it feels like it would match really well. You know.
One of the things that I'm glad it ended up being is that like I'm glad that this was a shit show in the way that like because that's kind of what Chew always is like there's a case and we have this like court board where we like conspiracy board where you like here's the case and who's the suspect and the method and the motive, but really that's like the face value of like a investigation to the federal government, but like it's all about the characters who have this every day of their life and almost sometimes could just give a shit less because they have other stuff important to them or personal troubles plaguing them. So the fact that it did go off the rails one way and they came back and it was a total mess. But at the same point, none of us probably lose our jobs tomorrow because we're still the FDA and kind of get away with murder.
Yeah.
It did play to what Chew really is this.
Good. We did it. High five. Freeze frame high five.
Craziness.
Freeze frame high five.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's in our last moments, not that everyone's dying, but in our last moments of the stream, let's remind everyone where we can be found on the internets. Pete, where can we find you and Imagining Games on the internet?
imagininggames.com. All the social links are there, but Imagining Games on Facebook, IG_Pete on Twitter.
Damon. I know you are bad at the internet.
Super bad at it, yeah.
But where can we find you online?
In so many places. You can find me at Damon Vanhee on Facebook and Twitter. Also formerly feralgames.com has all of the company's socials. Formerly _feral on Twitter, and then on Instagram we are at the Crowned RPG. Yeah, that's it. I go there a lot.
You do not.
Sarah goes there a lot.
It's true. I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Ko-Fi and TikTok and all of the places at Pixies and Pins. You can go to my website at pixiesandpins.com, and you can find me here on twitch.tv/GenConTV on Sarah's Table every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific. Next week, we are playing a game called Psychic Trash Detectives.
Ooh.
Where you play a game that is you're like possums and raccoons, and you are solving mysteries by digging through the trash. It's by Nat Mesnard, and I have stolen the whole team, and we're all gonna hop on and see what mystery we need to solve. Very excited about it. So who else knows what's coming up? But I'm sure that I will have. I keep stumbling into these ridiculous and delightful games, so expect more of that in the future. And again, if you are an indie game designer, please reach out to me. I would love to feature your game on this show. Find me around. And as always, keep making art and keep being art. And we will see you next time. Mwah.